En manchette cette semaine, la maladie de Lyme progresse en Montérégie.
A St. Lazare family is ordered to leave their home following a 3-year legal battle.
Vaudreuil-Dorion remporte 2 prix au mérite Ovation municipale.
Hudson says the dam at Pine Lake is beyond repair.
Bonjour et bienvenue à l'hebdo régional bilingue de Vaudreuil-Soulanges. Bonjour Carmen.
Hi Willie, welcome to the weekly bilingual news broadcast for Vaudreuil-Soulanges. So Willie, I understand Lyme disease is showing up in the area?
En effet, la maladie de la Lyme est de plus en plus présente dans la région. Plus de la moitié des personnes atteintes au Québec en 2013 résidaient en Montérégie. Le nombre de cas déclarés en Montérégie est passé de 17 en 2012 à 74 en 2013. De plus, la progression importante de la population de tiques sur le territoire, principalement dans le sud de la région, laisse croire que le nombre de personnes atteintes continuera de s'accroître. La maladie de Lyme est transmise par une tique infectée qui mesure quelques millimètres et se tient surtout dans les boisés, les hautes herbes et les arbustes. Elle s'accroche à la peau lorsqu'on frôle la verdure où elle vit. La tique infectée peut ensuite transmettre la maladie si elle n'est pas délogée rapidement. Pour toute information, la population est invitée à consulter le site web de Santé publique.
Time has run out for a St. Lazare family that had fought the city's eviction orders all the way to the Supreme Court of Canada. Alan Bassenden, his wife, daughter, and granddaughter must vacate their mobile home by June 30th by order of the court. The family's home had burnt down in 2011 and the insurance company refused to pay, claiming Bassenden had been running an illegal car repair business on the premises. The city had already granted an extension from the original eviction deadline of March 31st and said no more extensions will be offered.
La ville de Vaudreuil-Dorion a remporté 2 prix au mérite Ovation municipale de l'Union des municipalités du Québec le 24 mai dernier. Le projet Le défilé mosaïque a remporté le prix dans la catégorie Approche citoyenne, vie démocratique, relations interculturelles, intercommunautaires et relations avec le citoyen. Et le projet Les artistes du bonheur s'est mérité le prix Joseph Beaubien étoile argent. Le mérite Ovation municipale récompense les municipalités qui, peu importe leur taille, leur population ou leur situation géographique, se sont distinguées de façon originale par leur réalisation et les efforts mis en place pour innover, créer ou développer les projets dans le but d'améliorer la qualité de vie de leurs citoyens. C'est la deuxième fois que la ville de Vaudreuil-Dorion est retenue comme finaliste au mérite Ovation municipale. En 2011, avec le projet Je suis, la ville avait emporté un prix dans les catégories culture, patrimoine, sport et loisirs.
Town officials in Hudson have taken measures to reinforce the terrain next to the ailing Pine Lake Dam in an effort to preserve neighboring properties. Using truckloads of gravel, the town's primary concern is the preservation of residential properties and the structural integrity of the adjacent Cameron Road. The street is now off limits to trucks 5 tons and over. Mayor Ed Prévost and council members are considering a number of preservation efforts, and the topic of cost may be presented to residents in a citizen referendum.
Le Conseil régional de l'environnement de la Montérégie lance la 3e édition des Consciencia, prix d'excellence en environnement et développement durable de la Montérégie, et invite les organisations de la région à soumettre leur candidature pour faire valoir leur réalisation. Nouveauté cette année, le Consciencia Hommage sera décerné à une personnalité de la région qui se distingue par sa contribution personnelle et son engagement exceptionnel à la cause de l'environnement ou à la mise en œuvre du développement durable en Montérégie. Pour de plus amples renseignements sur le concours et le gala de remise de prix, ou pour soumettre votre candidature, visitez le site web des Consciencia.
Shaleen Valley homeowners in St. Lazare remain concerned that they will be unable to sell their houses and that the market value of their homes will decline, despite assurances made at a public information meeting May 14th on landslide zones. Real estate appraiser Jean-François Fredette assured meeting attendees that without an imminent threat of landslides, their property values are not negatively affected. A number of residents have disputed the claims, saying no buyer will be willing to purchase a home in a known landslide zone, regardless of study findings. Residents are urging the town to take proactive measures in stabilizing the embankment along the Kinchain River.
La programmation estivale 2014 du parc historique de la Pointe du Moulin s'annonce variée et dynamique. La saison a commencé officiellement le 7 juin dernier avec la fête de la pêche. Les 28 et 29 juin, c'est la journée des moulins, une initiative de l'Association des moulins du Québec. Un groupe de la Nouvelle-France sera sur place pour tirer du mousquet et du canon. Le 5 juillet, la ville de Notre-Dame de l'Île-Perrot convie les amateurs de musique à des concerts en plein air dans le cadre de sa fête annuelle. Pour connaître toute la programmation, rendez-vous sur le site web ou sur la page Facebook de la Pointe du Moulin.
Following the 3-year closure of Exit 41 on Highway 40 westbound in St. Anne de Bellevue, Town Council recently announced it would build a T intersection to replace the existing overpasses that were closed following engineering inspections that deemed them at the end of their respective 50-year lifespans. At the May 26th council meeting, Mayor Paula Hawa said the cost of replacing the overpasses was cost prohibitive and the T intersection solution will save the town $1.4 million. Construction is expected to begin this August.
Le 28 mai dernier, le conseil de la MRC de Vaudreuil-Soulanges a lancé le coup d'envoi de son projet de jumelage culturel Terre-Mer. Ce projet unique et original permet à un artiste professionnel ou en voie de l'être d'accompagner un maire de Vaudreuil-Soulanges afin de lui faire vivre une expérience artistique complète. Grâce à la mise en place d'un dialogue partagé, les 23 duos pourront illustrer leur vision commune de l'environnement, de la terre, de sa fragilité, mais aussi de sa durabilité. Les œuvres réalisées dans le cadre de ce projet seront dévoilées le 18 septembre 2014 à l'occasion d'un vernissage au musée régional de Vaudreuil-Soulanges.
The Sûreté du Québec is issuing a renewed appeal for information in locating a missing Pinkware man. Harold Harvey disappeared 6.5 years ago after last being seen in his backyard. He is described as standing 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighs about 165 pounds and speaks primarily English. Police say he was suffering from memory problems. Any information concerning Harvey's disappearance can be shared with the police by calling the number at the bottom of your screen. Some musicians spend their whole lives in front of the camera and others have supporting roles. Today we welcome St. Lazare's Roger Mann, who's stepping from behind the scenes into center stage. Hi Roger, welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having me.
Hi Roger.
How you doing?
So I know you've been performing blues and rock compositions for decades now. Tell us a bit about your inception into music and how you've gone from sort of second stage to center stage.
Well, learning my guitar was the first thing, how to learn how to play your emotions. Like it takes a long time, you can learn the instrument and then it's learning the instrument how to play. So once I started to do that, at the time I was also going to school in Cégep, studying science. So, and people kept coming. I used to play on the, on the side in between classes, and somebody says, "Do you play electric guitar?" I said, "Well, no, so they go, well, we want you in my band." I said, in our band. And so I said, I don't have an electric guitar. And here's an electric guitar. So they started to give me money to play. So I started,
It's a great incentive.
Oh man, so I put myself through school, not believing that I would end up being a musician. I don't know. Anyway, so he can't be a musician. So I studied science, biology. I got a degree in biology from Concordia, playing every week, going in clubs, learning how to play. Do you play funk music? Well, yes I do. I certainly went home and learned it. And so different bands, different types of music, and then you get a little better and you get a little bit more work finishing university, and people say, yeah, here's some more money. So
You just ran with it.
I just said, you know what, I don't do anything better than that. And it gives me a feeling, you follow your road, or you don't follow your road. That's how I got to play with Breen LeBeouf, who used to be the main bass player for Offenbach. And I got with him, and it was just like playing at the highest level. It was incredible. I learned a huge amount. And then I was taking my son to school one day, sitting in the park, waiting for him to come out to take him home, and I get a phone call.
Hi, this is Nanette Workman.
That's my imitation.
Hi, this is Nanette Workman. I'm thinking of going to Paris, and maybe you'd like to come with me.
So I said, well, let me think about that for a minute. Okay. So I said, who's in the band? She says,
Just you, dear.
so here I'm learning her whole repertoire to go to Paris and to do this show with one of the biggest names from the 70s. So it was trial by fire. When you get your chance,
You have to take it.
you have to take it, but you have to be ready. That's, I know it's a cliche, but it's absolutely true. I took that chance, and then I ended up in her band, and then it was like Breen, and I played with all these artists, and then Nanette and Breen phoned me and says, we have an opening for this show called Mississippi Queen. My first gig was 20,000 people on the plains of Abraham.
I was just a little nervous.
I'll tell you, this is funny. So on that day, there was a huge crowd, and like I happened, there was in the newspaper the next day in Quebec City, Le Soleil was it? Or anyways, there was a huge picture of me and her. So I'm a star. I'm feeling like, oh, this is great. You know. But I had a job the next day in a golf course. The next day, so I'm driving from Quebec City. I go to the golf course. I put my little B-flat suit on, which is a bow tie and your thing. And you're standing there and you go, da, 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 you know, all this boring stuff. And the waiter comes over. He says, "Excuse me, sir, we can't get to the hors d'oeuvres." He's actually literally doing this. So I'm going, I had to laugh. But that is musician. That is like, people say being a musician, that's what being a musician is. You're like there. And the next day you're sort of,
Next day, you're pushed out of the way for the hors d'oeuvres.
yeah. So, sorry, I'm talking a lot, aren't I? Sorry.
Votre groupe va jouer au West Island Blues Festival le 14 juin.
That's right. And so I'm going to play 80% my own music. And I've done about 20 concerts on my own name. After being a side guy for like many years, it's sort of nice. I didn't know, so I'm challenging myself. I had always written in my basement. I said, I don't know. No, this is no good. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. So I went out and I faced in the middle. And it's way different. But it's an amazing feeling. You just have to have the courage. Oh, I have another good story.
Bring it on.
Yeah, I also play with a wonderful singer called Kim Richardson, who plays with Gregory Charles. Okay. But she did her own album, and I had 2 songs on her record. She was very nice enough to take 2 tunes.
So your compositions, but she's...
Yes, so as a songwriter, like I'm sort of, is it any good? Yes, they are. No, they're not. Anyways, she thought they were good enough. So she gave me free tickets, my wife and I, to come and see her at the Bell Center. So I said, okay, we're going to go see Gregory Charles and Kim sing. So I'm sitting in the Bell Center. And after all those years of playing, one of my greatest moments was Gregory Charles says to Kim, please come out and sing a song in the middle of the Bell Center, in the middle of his show. So she walks forward and she says, there's a friend of mine here tonight called Roger Mann, And I'd like to thank him for writing me this song. And they played my tune at the Bell Center.
What song was it?
Gotta Feel It. It's on her Kaleidoscope album.
Okay.
So after all those years playing, I was just like, you know, so that was good for me. It was nice of her.
Est-ce que vous avez des enfants qui suivent vos traces dans la musique?
J'en ai 2 ans, 2 enfants.
Ouais.
Mais ils jouent la batterie, mais pas beaucoup.
Okay.
I think I freaked them out. That's what I did. I never want, when you learn your instrument, you're playing in bars, you're playing in discotheques. There was smoke, there was drinking. I never drank, I never did drugs. That's how I survived. It was my job, and I treated the music seriously. And so I made a pact with myself never to let my sons see me in an environment I did not want them to see. Because sometimes musicians, I'm speaking for all musicians here, musicians sometimes have a stereotype, you know. You know, it's not the good guys. You cannot play at a high level. You can't do your job at a high level if you're wiped out of your skull. So when I let them come to see me, it was like the 20,000 people and the larger theater shows in the Capitol Theater or the Corona Theater. I was playing on the Esquire Show Bar show, and they would come and say, that's my dad, you know. So I wanted them to be proud of me, because they were going to hear stories as kids in school. Oh, your dad's a musician, and you know. But they never had smoke in my house. There was never, you know, it was a straight. Both of them, David and James, are my boys, and they're both good guys.
So we've talked you into playing something for us. Thank you so much. And we're going to be treated to Roger Mann's version of Fever.
Never knew how much I loved you. You never knew how much I cared. Put my arms around you. I get a feeling that's so hard to bear. You give me fever in the morning, fever when you hold me tight, fever when you kiss me, fever all through the night. Bless my soul, I love you. Hear every word I say. No one can love you the way I do. No one can love you my way. You give me fever when you kiss me, fever when you hold me tight, fever when you kiss me, fever all through. You give me fever in the morning, fever when you hold me tight, fever when you kiss me, fever all through, fever all through, fever all through the night.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So if people want to hear more of your music and get to know more about you, how can they find out?
Roger Mann band page.
On Facebook?
Yes.
Okay, and you also have the upcoming West Island Blues Festival, June
14th.
Okay, and
June
where's
14th.
that? Remind the viewers where it's going to be.
It's in the West Island. No, it's off of Saint Jean. Just check on the thing. They have their own page and.
Okay, Thanks so much for joining
You're
us
welcome.
today.
Thanks for having me.
Great.
Thank you.
Les petites annonces communautaires sont une présentation de la Corporation de développement communautaire de Vaudreuil-Soulanges.
La ressource alternative d'aide en santé mentale, le Tournant, fera le lancement des activités entourant son 30e anniversaire cette semaine, lors d'une conférence de presse qui aura lieu le 10 juin au Museau à Salaberry de Valleyfield. Ces festivités se dérouleront durant toute l'année et le Tournant entend favoriser la participation des personnes ayant des problèmes de santé mentale, leurs familles et entourage immédiat. Rappelons que le Tournant offre des services d'hébergement, d'intervention en situation de crise, de réinsertion sociale et de prévention du suicide sur les 3 territoires du Suroît.
An encore performance of On a First Name Basis is being presented at the Hudson Village Theatre beginning June 11th. Written by and starring Norm Foster, the play explores the relationship between an author and the housekeeper who has worked for him for 28 years. After inviting her to have a conversation over drinks, a number of surprises are revealed. For reservations, see contact information at the bottom of your screen.
La chapelle enchantée, située sur le site patrimonial Sainte-Jeanne de Chantal à Notre-Dame de l'Île-Perrot, offrira des journées d'activité les mercredis et jeudis du 25 juin au 14 août prochain. Au menu cinéma muet, tam-tam africain, course au trésor, pique-nique, théâtre multimédia et visite guidée du site patrimonial.
Registration for the Tana Pancourt's TD Summer Reading Club begins June 9th, seeking to engage all children in the joy of reading during the summer months while championing Canadian writers and illustrators. Children who register for the TD Summer Reading Club at their local library receive free program materials and are encouraged to earn 12 collectible stickers by reading books over the summer. They are also invited to participate in programs organized at their local library and share their love of reading with children across the country through the TD Summer Reading Club website. For more information, check the Tana Pancourt's website.
Depuis le début du mois de mai, l'organisme Parents d'enfants handicapés avec difficultés d'adaptation et d'apprentissage offre un nouveau service à l'attention des jeunes autistes de 13 à 25 ans. Le nouveau club ado TSA offre des soirées entre jeunes, 2 fois par mois, les vendredis soirs de 18h30 à 21h30, afin qu'ils puissent se rencontrer et participer à des activités communes. Les jeunes sont encadrés par une intervenante spécialisée et une étudiante en psychologie. Ces soirées auront lieu au 420 rue Chicoine à Vaudreuil-Dorion.
The return of warm weather welcomes back outdoor activities and festivals in the region.
En effet, et si vous planifiez aller dans les boisés, faites attention aux tiques et à la maladie de Lyme. Sur ce, merci Carmen, bonne semaine.
Thank you, Willie. Have a good week.
La capsule qui suit est une présentation de la Conférence régionale des élus de la vallée du Haut-Saint-Laurent.
Le démarrage d'entreprise d'économie sociale, en fait, c'est la même chose qu'une entreprise privée. À une seule différence près, c'est l'ancrage. C'est ce qui fait la beauté de l'économie sociale. Avant de partir un projet, il faut s'assurer que tous les éléments du territoire sont autour du promoteur. Donc, il y a bien sûr l'étude de marché, le plan d'affaires, la viabilité économique qu'il faut regarder, mais avant tout, est-ce que le projet, c'est un projet de concertation?
Souvent, les gens ils viennent nous voir et ont une idée qui émane d'un besoin de la communauté, un besoin qui n'est pas répondu. Puis après ça, bien, on regarde la viabilité du projet, la rentabilité financière. Puis là, bien, après ça, bien, on regarde s'il y a des partenaires potentiels qui peuvent se joindre au projet.
Le CLD Vaudreuil-Soulanges nous a beaucoup aidés dans tout le processus de démarrage du centre multisport. En fait, au début, de façon ponctuelle, ils nous ont aidés surtout pour la mise en place du plan d'affaires, pour le montage du plan d'affaires et aussi financièrement pour un projet d'économie sociale. Alors, le centre multisport est définitivement un lieu d'attraction pour les grands événements, les événements d'envergure, que ce soit des tournois, les activités communautaires. On sent vraiment que ça comble un besoin criant pour la communauté, tant pour la pratique d'activités physiques que pour la promotion des saines habitudes de vie. Et définitivement que le centre multisport a créé un sentiment d'appartenance et de fierté régionale à Vaudreuil-Soulanges.
La mission de la récolte chanceuse, c'est de faire l'équitation thérapeutique pour des personnes avec une problématique soit intellectuelle, soit physique ou soit émotionnelle. Bon, la récolte chanceuse a vécu une période un petit peu plus difficile, dont j'ai fait appel à Isabelle. Je l'ai rencontrée à son bureau pour faire les premières démarches, à savoir ce qu'on pouvait recevoir comme service. Par la suite, elle nous a aidés avec certains documents ainsi que réunions ici sur place à l'écurie.
L'aide que la CDC a apportée à la récolte chanceuse a été beaucoup au niveau d'une période difficile que l'entreprise a vécue. Donc, ce qu'on a fait, c'est qu'on a regardé avec les personnes du conseil d'administration, les règlements généraux. On a vu à organiser une assemblée générale extraordinaire, à mettre en commun des ressources que le conseil d'administration connaissait moins. Donc, on a fait de la référence. Et puis, bien, on les soutient là, dans le démarche qu'ils font actuellement.
Lorsqu'on pense aux entreprises d'économie sociale, on axe beaucoup sur la rentabilité sociale de l'initiative. Mais avant tout, c'est une entreprise économique. Donc, il doit y avoir un bien vendu, il doit y avoir une rentabilité qui permet de financer cet aspect social-là. Donc, il faut vraiment développer les compétences, le marketing, le produit, la qualité de ce produit-là, la publicité, la promotion. Donc, on encourage beaucoup les entrepreneurs d'économie sociale à développer ce volet-là de leur entreprise.